These batteries, of course, are maintenance free, which means care, you don't really need too much in the way of care. You don't need to maintain them as such. But you do need to be very careful how you handle them. For example, the batteries themselves are in a plastic case, and if you manhandle them badly or you drop them, the case can crack. This can cause the gel electrolyte to leak out. You've also got to store them within a certain range of temperatures. You can't allow them to freeze. If they freeze, the electrolyte will expand and crack the case. And if they get too hot, above about 60 or 70 degrees centigrade, then the capacity will also be reduced. These batteries that we are using normally have a 12-volt terminal voltage, but Ericsson radio base stations use 24 volts. And the exchangers use 48 volts. So you'll find there's several battery units, and these will be wired in series and parallel combinations to give the required voltage. Normally, series wired will be to increase the voltage, parallel will be to increase the capacity. Charging, of course, is done automatically from the radio base station itself. And at the moment, there are advances in the way that batteries are charged in order to increase the life expectancy of them. Batteries, they normally fail for a variety of reasons, but the main ones are what they call sulfating. That is to say, the oxygen created is combining with the acid and it renders the battery useless. The other one is when you use high discharges. For example, if you put a spanner across the terminals, the violent discharge can cause the plate to buckle or bend. This can render the battery useless, and so you have to get rid of it. Normally, you can expect a battery to go through around about 200 cycles during its life, 150 to 200 deep discharge cycles. There are modern techniques that are coming into force that will increase this to around about 400 or even 600 cycles. We have to restrict the amount of current that we take out of a battery. You can't have an explosive discharge. You could damage equipment, you could damage the battery, and so we have to have something to restrict the current. You could do it with a simple fuse, but we tend to use other instruments. For example, we can use breakers, trips, battery fuse units, or even battery disconnect units. Whatever they are called, it's all the same thing. It restricts the current drawn by the battery to a safe level. When you dispose of batteries, you can't just drop it in the rubbish skip. These are not environmentally friendly. Every country have got their own rules and regulations about disposing of them. These you should follow. In the future, we may have nickel metal hydride or even lithium ion batteries. At the moment, the costs are too high, but there could be some very exciting changes in batteries in the future.